Well, I'm back from the CrossFit Games and I want to talk about adaptive CrossFit. Last week was weird, man. Had that horrible stream for the adaptive divisions from like 10,000 feet away. That's what it felt like. If you watched any of it, it was unwatchable. It was actually funny. I was watching Dave's recap of the competition. He does this weekly recap on YouTube. And he quite literally said it was a little more than doing nothing at all. What we did was a little more than doing nothing at all. I'm like, yeah, you hit that one right on the head because you basically did nothing at all. And honestly, since then they've done very little. It's I don't know if it's alarming, confusing, or just annoying, but very little done for the adaptives since the games ended. Looking at their social, they've had a couple of dozen social posts, close to 20, maybe a little more than that even. And I've seen one for the adaptive athletes. I haven't even seen the podium. And, I'm starting to decide, is this just straight up disrespect or an oversight, or do we just not care? I don't know. It's bad. The look is bad any way you look at it. And I think at some point, CrossFit has to own up to it and say, all right, we got to decide what we're going to do with the adaptive athletes. Like, do we really want to invest in it? And do we even want them at the games? Like, you have to make that decision. Do we want them at the competition or not? Now, I don't know anything about their budget. I don't know what it costs to put on the CrossFit Games. I don't know what it costs to put on adaptive CrossFit competitions. So I'm not sure I can determine which is better financially, but I can tell you if it were my choice, my gut tells me moving adaptives off site or taking them out of the elite competition phase and moving it in front of or before the elite CrossFit Games, moving their season up would be a much better option for the adaptives. And I'll tell you why. So I'll give you a few reasons or things that are just kind of flowing through my mind this morning as I was thinking through this. I think the first thing is it takes it off Dave's plate, and whoever is running it currently and puts it into the hands of someone who would be really passionate about it, like Will Wad, for instance, who, if you're not familiar with Will Wad, they are the premier adaptive competition out there. They do a really amazing job. I've been to one of their live comps and it's really spectacular. To my knowledge, they basically ran it this year anyway, or at least the people behind the scenes have all been involved with Wheel Wide. There are a few people I didn't see there that are involved with Wheel Wide, but by and large, it looked like the same people. And, giving it to them to run or giving them full control over it makes a lot of sense to me because they understand the athletes, they understand the programming, and they have what you need, which is critical experience running an event because they've been running an event for years and they're really good at it. The second thing that moving it offsite would allow you to do is to take your budget, whatever that is, and give the athletes in the divisions what they actually want, which is fair coverage. I think everybody wants to be seen on the live stream, but let's be honest, if no one is watching a live stream, who cares? What you really want is recognition for your hard work. And so you can still do a live stream, but my point is because you take it off site, you now have full resources to focus on doing individual profiles and interviews of the athletes before and after and during the event and giving them the same CrossFit Games experience that you're giving to Jeffrey Adler and Laura Horvath and all the other athletes that are out there. And it also allows you to capture that content in an environment where you're fully focused on them. Meaning you're not thinking of the, kind of the 100 other things or 1,000 other things that are going on at the games and allow you to create really good media. The reason why this is important and why you would want to put it in front of the CrossFit Games is now you can take that media, put it together, and use it at the games to put the spotlight on those athletes at the time that they wanted the spotlight anyway. You can use it during the breaks of competitions. Like as an example, when you're sitting in the Coliseum in between events, they're always kind of rolling film and video and little brain teasers and stuff. That's when you play it. Not only is it giving members and affiliate owners the opportunity to see these athletes be in the spotlight, but it would also give those same affiliate owners the opportunity to see what's possible. Like I have two groups of adaptive athletes in my gym. It's about 30 some odd athletes total. And so I get to see on a very regular basis what's possible from the time they start to the time they're, competing in the open and what that means to them and their family. And not everyone's had a chance to see that. And I think giving affiliate owners the opportunity to really look at what this could mean for their local community is really important to help grow this part of our community. That bluntly, that's always the argument as to why we don't get enough people in the comps is you don't have enough participation in the open amongst adaptive athletes in order to build it out. I would argue you don't have enough participation in the open because people don't see it enough. And you have to have that media to do it. And you don't have enough participation because there aren't enough affiliate owners that have seen it that have wanted to build that out in their gyms. This could be a massive win for the community, particularly those who need it most to be more fit and live healthier, happier lives. But it could be a massive revenue win for the affiliate owners that are bringing in these groups and, adding to their overall membership. And then I think the last thing that it's going to allow you to do is actually make this a truly inclusive competition. Right now, the adaptive divisions of the CrossFit Games are not inclusive. I think some of you know that, but they have three divisions that compete at the games, and then the other divisions compete in an online competition. And by bringing it all together under one roof, it would allow every division to attend. Every single person could get the same swag and prizes that the age groups and the elite athletes get, which, by the way, was not the case this year. Several of the athletes that came in to be part of the podium ceremony that were not competing in Madison told me they got just some basic noble jersey, and bluntly, that's just disrespect to these athletes. So it'd give you the opportunity to, should not only showcase these athletes, but also give them the respect that they deserve and prop them up as a very valuable part of our community, which right now I think I would be pretty safe in saying many of them feel like CrossFit views them as less than, and that just can't stand. So just a few suggestions. I'd love to hear your comments or see your comments around other things you think they could do, and we'll share those. Take care.